This is the story of Colton Harris Moore, a troubled American teenager who turned to a life of crime, earning the nickname the Barefoot Bandit for his escapades. Born on March 22, 1991, Colton had a difficult childhood on Camano Island, Washington, marked by parental neglect and poverty. By the age of 7, he was running away and stealing to survive, beginning with small burglaries that escalated into bold thefts of valuables, police gear, and even airplanes. Colton's unique methods, like committing crimes barefoot and hiding in the dense forests of Camano Island, made him notoriously elusive. Despite multiple juvenile arrests and stints in detention, he continuously escaped, including a daring breakout from a minimum security facility in 2008. In his most infamous act, Colton taught himself to fly using manuals and simulators before stealing a Cessna airplane, flying it without any formal training. Although he crash-landed the plane in Washington, he evaded capture again, sparking an international manhunt. Over the next 2 years, Colton committed a series of crimes across the U.S. and Canada, including stealing planes, boats, and cars, leaving authorities and the public captivated by his audacious acts. Despite his intelligence and adaptability, Colton's isolation and lack of direction eventually led to his capture in 2010 in the Bahamas, where he had attempted to evade capture in a stolen boat. His story is a mix of ingenuity, desperation, and the consequences of a tumultuous upbringing, making him a modern outlaw figure with a cautionary tale to tell. Colton's story took another twist when, despite his growing infamy, the authorities were closing in. After committing a series of burglaries and thefts, including stealing a Cessna airplane from an airport in Idaho, Colton's luck was starting to run out. He had become an even more skilled criminal, evading capture by stealing planes, cars, and even boats to keep moving. However, his continued journey took a toll on his mental and physical state, and it was clear to the authorities that Colton had crossed a line from rebellious teen to a dangerous fugitive. In September 2010, after spending months on the run, Colton's crime spree came to an end. After stealing another Cessna in Idaho, he crashed the plane in Washington due to running out of fuel, leaving behind a trail of evidence, including his footprints and DNA inside the wreckage. By then, he was considered an armed and dangerous fugitive, and his criminal activities had escalated from theft to a more serious threat. Despite the mounting pressure, Colton gained a cult following. People across the country admired his ability to outsmart the authorities and were even offering support. Social media fan groups, merchandise, and offers of legal representation continued to pour in. This growing public fascination only fueled the media's coverage of his exploits. After months of evading capture, Colton's reign as the Barefoot Bandit ended in July 2010, when he was finally apprehended in a dramatic arrest in the Bahamas. His capture put an end to a thrilling and dangerous crime spree that had taken the authorities on an international manhunt. Colton's story became a cautionary tale about the consequences of a troubled upbringing and the temptation of a life of crime, as well as a bizarre chapter in modern criminal history. Despite facing numerous charges, Colton became something of a folk hero for some, though his criminal actions and dangerous behavior ultimately led to a lengthy prison sentence.